Okay students, so now today in our social science geography class we are going to discuss another subunit. It is the people of the rainforests. People of the rainforests. And it is in page number 57 of your geography book, chapter number 8. So, what happened here? That previous class you have read that how the people in how the different animals and plant species also found in Amazon rainforest, but not only the animal and the plants, but human beings also living on the forest region. So, people grow who lived in this forest most of their food in small areas after cleaning some trees in the forest, and this technique was called shifting cultivation. And while men hunt and fish along the rivers, women take care of the crops and they mainly grow tapioca. What is tapioca? Is one type of tapioca is one type of vegetable as well as pineapple and sweet potato. So, as hunting and fishing are uncertain in this it is the women who kept their families alive by feeding them the vegetables and grow, and they grow and they practice slash and burn agriculture, that I have already mentioned. It is also called shifting cultivation, but they staple the food, their staple food is manioc, also known as cassava, that grows under the ground like the potato, one type of vegetable that grown under the soil like a potato. It is a root vegetable, and they also eat queen ants and egg sacs. Some queen ants also found in the Amazon forest, they also eat those ants and their egg sacs. And cash crops like coffee, maize and cocoa also grown in those patches of land where they practiced slash and burn agriculture. So, you know that coffee was produced from coffee beans, maize, and also that and from maize we can found the corn and the cocoa, also the main ingredients of chocolate. Now, slash and burn. What is slash and burn agriculture? You have to know, it is very important. That is a way of cultivating land where farmers clear a place of land, a piece of land, slashing or cutting down the trees. They first cut the trees and the bushes, and then they are burned all the branches and the bushes, and which release the nutrients into the soil. After that, they spread the ashes on the soil, and which is full of nutrients useful for the cultivation of crops. Now, crops are grown in this cleared field for a few years, and after repeatedly using the patch of land, the land become unfertile. So, land loses its fertility and nutrients, so it is abandoned. Again they cleared another plot of land, they burn all the branches and the other plants, tiny plants, and in the meantime young trees grow in the old field, and in this way soil fertility is restored. So, when they migrated to another patch of land and cultivating and practiced slash and burn, then the patch of land that was left earlier and cultivated few years ago again full with trees and the other small saplings. So, in this way soil fertility is restored in the forest region, and people can then return to it and start cultivating again. So, this practice was exercised by them from long ago. mostly those people living in the Amazon forests. So, life in the Amazon basin is all people of the Amazon basin is also slowly changing. Why the life of the people was changing? Because of the globalization and intervention of the civilized or modern people. In older days, the heart of the forest could be reached only by navigable rivers. So, lot of movies also you can see that the inside of the Amazon, the people reached through the Amazon river and their tributaries. But in 1970, the Trans-Amazon Highway made all parts of the rainforest accessible. But what happened in 1970s, the Trans-Amazon Expressway was made there, and aircrafts and helicopters are also used for reaching various places inside the forest or jungle, and the indigenous population was pushed out from the area and forced to settle in new areas where they continued to practice their distinctive way of farming. So, the indigenous population was pushed out from their ancient inhabitants, and they were started migrating in other places, somewhere outside the jungle and some other cities, okay, like Manaus is a city also situated in Brazil inside the Amazon forest, and you know those have watched the FIFA Football World Cup organized in I think in 2000 it was in 2019. So, I think in yes 2018 or 19. So, one of the venue was Manaus, and Manaus is a place also situated in the dense forest of Amazon as a city developed inside the Amazon rainforest. So, for the development activity, lot of trees were also removed and development of activity was started. So, the development activities are leading to the gradual destruction of the biological diversity of the rainforest. The animals and the plants, they lose their indigenous places, indigenous home. So, it is estimated that a large area of the rainforest has been disappearing annually in the Amazon basin. The destruction of forest, you can see that this destruction of the forest in a much wider implication, and the topsoil is washed away as the rains fall and the lush forest turns into barren landscape. So, in which process the rainforest was vanished day by day. In the picture you can see clearly, as well as lot of flash fire also occurred, and forest fire also occurred in the Amazon forest, and a huge area also burned because of this kind of forest fire due to some human activity or due to increased temperature or naturally. And you can see the destruction of forest for agricultural field, cultivation, for civilization. In this way, the entire forest was squeezing. Okay, students, so I hope you have understood this portion. So, if you have any question, you can ask me. So, students, if you have any question from this, you can ask me. Okay, no problem. So, will I continue the next part, the life in the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin? Yes, okay. So, this is the story of Amazon basin. Now, the life in Ganga-Brahmaputra basin. The tributaries of Ganga like Son, Gandak, Koshi and the Brahmaputra like Dibong, Dihong, Lohit together form the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin in the Indian subcontinent. And the basin lies in the subtropical region that is situated between 10° north to 30° north latitudes. and the tributaries of the river Ganga, tributaries of river Ganga like the Ghagra, the Son, the Chambal and Gandak I have already mentioned, the Kosi and the tributaries of Brahmaputra drain it. Look at the atlas and find names of some tributaries of the rivers Brahmaputra. Okay, I have already mentioned the Dibong, Dihong, Lohit and Meghna. These are the name of some tributaries of river Brahmaputra flown over the India and Bangladesh. So, the plains of Ganga and the Brahmaputra, the mountains of the foothills of the Himalayas and the Sundarbans delta are the main features of the basin. So, what are the main features of Ganga-Brahmaputra basin? That the mountains and their foothills called duars or Tarai region and the Sundarban delta, the largest delta of the world, are the main features of the basin. So, Oxbow lakes dot the plain area. The area is dominated by monsoon climate. The climate was very much moist. So, the monsoon brings rain from mid-June to mid-September and the summers are very hot and winters are cool. That we are also living in this Gangetic plain. So, we are also experience that kind of weather every day. So, students, but what kind of emojis these are? I do not understand. Why are you giving such emojis? So, river Brahmaputra is also known in different parts of the different places. Okay. In Bangladesh, the part of the river is known as different name, Meghna, someone else. Okay. And the basin area has varied topography, and the basin area had various topography, and the environment plays a dominant role in the distribution of the population. So, this region Ganga-Brahmaputra plain was also the most populated region of our Indian subcontinent. So, look at the board. So, this is the Kashmir region, okay, this is Nepal and this is Bhutan and northeastern states like that. So, this is the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin mainly. The Ganga-Brahmaputra basin. It is very much fertile, including Bangladesh. If I draw the Bangladesh and separate it from the rest of the portions also. So, river Brahmaputra is coming from here inside Assam and from here the Ganga also flown and march into Bay of Bengal. So, this region you can see clearly, this is the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin with river Yamuna, Sambal, Chambal, Son, Gandak, Kosi, etc. and Meghna, the Tista also there, Tista, Torsha, Mahananda, and here the Dibong, Lohit, Dihong. Okay. So, lot of rivers they formed this region. This is the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin situated in India as well as in Bangladesh. So, this is the three highest populated states such as Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal also situated in this region because of the availability of transport and and transport and other means. So, what happened then, that there is a meaning mentioned that population density. Look at the population density. What is population density? That population density means a number of persons that live in a particular area. Okay. The population density means a number of persons that live in 1 square kilometer of area. Example, the population density of Uttaranchal, or today it is Uttarakhand, is 159, while the density of West Bengal 904. It is increased today. So, it is almost 1054 per square kilometer in West Bengal. It is highly dense, it is a highly dense state. Okay. And okay, so some question also there, what is the meaning of topography? Okay. Saptarshi said, what is the meaning of topography? Topography means the arrangement, the geographical arrangement of the people of area, any natural or artificial features of any particular place. These are called topography. Okay. So, what happened? Therefore, the mountain areas with steep slopes have inhospitable terrain. Why most of the people lived here? Because the mountain areas inhospitable terrain means it is not very good for living, and therefore, less number of people live in mountain area of the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin. The plain area provides the most suitable land for human habitation. The roadways was also available here, railways, roadways, and also lot of airstrips also there, airports also there, and all means of communication are available in here, and making houses also available, also very useful in this region. The soil is so much fertile, full with alluvial, that agriculture is main occupation of the people, where flat land is available to grow crops. The density of the population of the plains is very high, and the main crop is paddy. Paddy is the main crop, you know that. And since cultivation of paddy requires sufficient water, it is grown in the areas where amount of rainfall is high, such as in South Bengal, North and South Bengal, as well as the other parts of the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin, and Assam. So, wheat, maize, sorghum, gram, millets are the other crops that are grown in this region. So, cash crops like sugarcane and jute are also grown in this region, and Bengal is famous for its jute, and present day Bangladesh also, and as well as the Uttar Pradesh also famous for its sugarcane cultivation, that is the main source of sugar. Banana plantation are seen in some areas of the plain, mainly in the southern part of the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin, mainly the districts of Murshidabad, Nadia, and the north and south 24 Parganas, Hooghly, and some parts of Bangladesh also, southern portion of Bangladesh. So, in West Bengal and Assam, tea is grown in plantations and silk is produced through the cultivation of silkworms called sericulture, and different parts of Bihar and Assam it was cultivated from long ago, and the mountains and the hills where the slopes are gentle, crops are grown on terraces. On the slope of the mountain regions, this Tarai Duars region, the cultivation mainly the terrace farming was seen. Terrace farming means to cut the hill like terrace and cultivate the crops. The picture of terrace farming I think already given in your book. In the page number 61, the terraces are built on steep slopes to create flat surfaces on which crop are grown. So, the slope is removed, so the water does not run off rapidly. Okay, students. So, I am discussing up to this. So, next class we are going to discuss the rest of the part of this chapter, from the vegetation cover of the area and also the animals found in this area and their cities and villages and cities established in the Ganga-Brahmaputra plain. Okay, students, so if you have any question regarding this chapter, you can ask me. Okay, terrace means the staircase. Okay, terrace means a place in front of house or anything. And terrace farming is in this way, step by step. It is also called terrace farming. Okay. So, thank you everyone. And in Bengali, terrace means baranda. You know that what is the meaning of terrace actually. Okay. So, bye everyone. See you in the next class with the rest of the portion of this chapter, the Ganga-Brahmaputra Basin.